you know, year round is better than seasonal. So then the fact that the next day after ops met with the union, and then they gave me the paperwork, and then the union says, yeah, and then afterwards when I meet with them, like a couple days later, I go meeting with them and they say, yeah, you're taking up the lease with all this, and I'm like, huh, that's funny. And then I'll get into why they covered up for the manager. So anyway, the manager that was not there that day, she had nothing to do with the promotion. Okay. So then afterwards, I was supposed to have my eval. It's due at the end of January. Remember, so my promotion was given to me, the conversion was given to me in January. A couple weeks later, I was supposed to turn in my self-evaluation, and I'm supposed to have, and then yeah, you get that in, and then by the beginning of February is when you're supposed to be getting it. Okay. So to give you some backstory, our lead, and again, this is between you and me, not even Jared. I don't even know Jared. I don't. Yeah, because he's probably gonna think I'm an idiot telling you. That's why. Okay, so we had a temporary detail manager from
the next station is Roy.
To the end.
Please consider others. Do not put your feet on the seat.
That was the last half of my rating grade. Okay, and it was the lead of ours. She's also the one that helped me with the detail. Well, when she found out I went to the union, she was obviously the one that gave the rankings to ops. The teams get ranked by the managers, and then ops is given all of the list, and then they synthesize all of it together. I learned everything. Jared's a fucking union steward, and I still know more than him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said that. I know what I'm talking about. I'm like, okay, cool, dude. I literally had to navigate all the bullshit with, because I got out all of the union agreement, and I looked through it, because they have to quote, like when you file a union grievance, they have to quote, like in the union contract, why it was a violation. So guess what? Glenn got to figure out how release recall works very intimately. I didn't think I'd have to do that, but I did. So yeah, performance is, so in theory, performance can be a big indicator as to getting promotion, like for somebody that's been there for a long time. But it's also based on the skills that you know, like what you put in center. I tell people, what you put in center is everything for release recall. It is everything. Those codes, programs, everything. Okay, there's a lot because you were never on interns on our team. I'm not going to bore you with it, but I'm letting you know across all jobs what you put in center is what that is everything to us. Every fucking thing to us. Because guess what? Because think about it. If they have that code in setter and they're saying that you and your manager saying you know how to do that, that's what they're going to look at, right? That's partially why they look at shit for shutdowns. They're gonna, and let's just say it's statutorily required during the shutdown. Of course, they're going to look at that. Yeah, they're absolutely going to look at that. So anyway, yeah, they said we just fucked up. You should have been on that list. I don't know why you weren't on that list. And then ops. Yeah, I was like, well, it's because I was on line tail. Because guess what? I'm still technically on your guys' team. I even told them, like, at the end of the year, I was already back on the team. You know. So anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, please do not lock your bike in front of an emergency exit window. Doing so is against federal regulations. If a bike is locked in front of an emergency exit window, the lock will be removed. Thank you for your help with the safety of all passengers.
Actually, it was right after January 20th when I got my. So like I knew if we had a hiring freeze, I'm stuck on that team. If I'm stuck on that team, I need the permit. I need it. Okay. So when my offer got made, this is when I pushed the issue. And then at the end of January, beginning of February, they had me do my self-evaluation and everything. And by the way, these guys were refusing to train me on any topic for over a year. That's another reason why me and Jared were like, yeah, they were gatekeeping. Like, So especially this fucking bitch that was our lead. She went back to Union anyway. And they still gave her the ability to rate me after she fucked up my promotion. She already knew I was on her shit list. Oh yeah. That was the only reason I was on her shit list. Before then, it was just kind of, like I said, neutral nepotism. And so she made a point of rating me a 3 when I got a 4.6 on my mid-year. Because our old manager, I had no performance. I had nothing in writing. There was no write-ups, no counselings, no nothing. So just so you're aware, our old manager left to become an analyst in the middle of my rating period. He gave me a 4.6. I was rated a 4.2 in my 2023. So I had to do a whole rebuttal on every single fucking CJE that I disagreed with. Yeah, and it was all fucking 3. So I just asked for the 4.6. Then they wanted to come back and give me the 4.2 that I got for 2023. And then I came back and I said, I would like to reconsider. Can you please still give me the 4.6? And then they gave me the 4.4 after all this negotiation. So that was my 2024 rating. That took me until April. And then the manager I had at the time where I got my perm evaluation, I signed it, and she says, "Do you have any questions?" And I said, "Well, can you speak to this rating? Because my understanding from when I talked to you and my lead, who was my detail, is this all making sense right now? The lead is the detail manager. She went back to being the lead." And I said, "You guys have both
now arriving at Lloyd.
My lead is doing."
If this is your destination, please prepare to exit.
Really speak to this, right? She's like, "No, I can't." And I said,
Estamos llegando
I already had my
Rome.
second
Prepárense
grievance
para bajar.
filed, and I had already done all of the rebuttals on the CJs. I literally had to go 1 point A, 1 point B, 1 point C. Do you see what I'm saying? They're different for you because you don't have the same job series as me. It's the same idea. That's exactly how you get your merit increases. Everything. Yeah, are you needs, exceeds, or not needs? Yeah. So I hadn't been a 3.0 since I was a probationary employee back in 2020. Oh no, the fact that and then I had a different manager by the time my grievance went through for the so January and February I have this one manager, Jeff Giving. You might know who he is. That was our old manager. He's well known in general around the IRS, but he was our old clerk manager. He's the one that gave me the good ratings in 2023 and then my next year. So thank God he was such a great person as far as detailing everything. Like he gave me everything in HR Connect I needed to hang this bitch. I swear, if I ever saw her again, I'd fucking punch her. No, if I'd been on that team, I'd be a home run. Yeah, I would not have been accepted. My team was not. Because I still have a couple people I trust on that team. So no, if you think I didn't talk to some people, I have about 4 friends from that team. But out of 14, 10 of them are all buddies. The lead. She was still the lead when I left. And I feel like in a way, so anyway, Ken saw
The next station is Clearview.
He saw my rating. He saw the rating.
La
By the
próxima
time I
estación
had my
es
second, he wasn't my
Clearview.
manager when he gave me the paper. He was just the backup manager. By the time he became, by the time I had my second grievance where he had to deal with the evaluation of my grievance, he had seen the pattern. Okay, and he was already my manager. Like I said, for a couple weeks, so he saw me like. For what I did know, everybody was like fucking always asking questions. I don't have any interest in being a manager. But anyway, but he was passive. Does that make sense? He still, because he didn't know the work, he let her make a lot of those decisions. So they said because of the DRP, I was asking for training. So they said because of the DRP, we're not training anybody. Well, then I come to find out that they were taking brand new people that didn't take the DRP, and they were training them and stuff because they're the newest. And he said he fought on that one. And then by the time June, the end of June happened, beginning of July, I was like, hey dude, everybody's gone. Half our team left. We had to have a bunch of teams help us the whole time. And then you have to remember, this was supposed to be my career. I was supposed to leave. I was supposed to have the ability like I said, Jared had a good record too, but like I said, the main reason I helped him is because he didn't know how to deal with like the federal like he went to a hiring event to get his first job. The second one, like I said, is me literally sitting him down and showing him how to like do his resume. Like you can't go to a hiring event for any internal jobs, right? So anyway, and I had to learn this all on my fucking own. So I don't know anybody there. Like everything, including the state job, I don't know anybody there. I had like everything was based on my resume. So by the time and I actually started applying to jobs at the state of March. So all of this was going on, and in July I specifically asked Ken. I finally just said, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna walk in these offices and talk to him. I said, I would like to know if we're gonna be able to train on anything. He says, well, as far as I know, the lead is only giving you impressions. And I said, Ken, that's not true because I'm training the jobs that I know, and these are people that have never done the job.
Proof of payment is required before boarding. You may be asked to show a valid form of payment.
That is complaining about a job. I didn't tell him that, but I found out from somebody telling me directly. Specifically, the lead's best friend actually telling me that this girl I'm babysitting is calling me, and she texted this girl and the lead's best friend and says, you need to get your ass in here. Like, I wouldn't have said that to me. Right. Considering I'm not like going on, I'm not passive aggressive. They know I'm not literally somebody that they want to deal with. Other than just, so yeah, I would go for days without talking to his best friend or any of her fucking favorites. And so, and then Ken looked at him and says, oh no, she's only in front, she's training people on the whole thing. He looked pissed. I was gone for a week. Due to me being sick, and then I got my job offer with the state, and I came back at the beginning of August, and I found out that the bitch had literally put together an aggressive training schedule. Didn't put me on it because supposedly I was out of the office. There's plenty of other people that have not good attendance, and they were all included in the fun thing. And apparently I was supposed to be in round 2, but not round 1.
And you didn't ask me all that.
Yeah, but you have to realize I spent 4 to 5 fucking years trying to get this taken care of. So I was really torn when I saw the training, and then I was like, and Ken, when I gave him my book, I made sure everything was clear. It actually only took me 2.5 years to get everything clear, including background check. Everything. They're not as strict. They're strict, but they're not as strict as we are. Does that make sense? So anyway, I did everything, and I got passed. And I gave him my 1 week notice, and then I gotta be honest with you, like, I was 1 month away from the best of the position. There's no guarantee I was even get, and I had the referrals, like I said, but that doesn't mean shit, and I had the real offer. I could have, I had up until before I started to, like, back out. Ken knew I wanted to quit. He says, you can still email the state if you want, I can't give you advice. But until I put in the paperwork or another manager does, you're not officially separated. But you did give me the 1 week notice. So I don't know. There's plenty of people. I talk to everybody I know. I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of people in Arizona that told me, yeah, I'm in my 50s, or I got a family. I can't leave. I even have a best friend tell me to get the fuck out of here. But she literally told me she has a bunch of health problems. She's got she's like around, she's got a lot more. So she's 30. Yeah, she's 30. She has a lot more problems in her life. She told me, I was telling everybody here, a lot of people are like, quitting, and I'm like, because nobody's gonna wait a month for me to hit my 1 year or my 5 year. So I had everything except for
Now arriving at Fairview.
I don't know if I would.
Please hold your child's hand when boarding and exiting the train.
I literally applied
Estamos llegando a Clearfield. Tome su hijo de la mano al subir y bajar del tren.
I was at home for my birthday in March, and I had used some of my time off award, and I was just eating like really bad junk food and watching bullies and laughing at it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I had a wild hair literally, and then they were already starting to talk about reductions in force. This was early March, and then like mid-March is when they said, hey, make sure your setter, not your setter, but your HR Connect is good.
Everything's okay.
Yeah, but 2 weeks for like with the direct people that you would you'd be working with, and then after that it would be like the sheriff and like the police department, and then after that if you got an offer, they would do a background check on you. So yeah, it was because that one was, I think that one was a pretty strict job to get. And then like I said, with the state I got like 15 interviews over the 35 applications that I applied to, and this was the one that I got. Actually, it was the number 1 job I wanted was actually with the Department of Workforce Services right here in Clearfield. They have an eligibility call center, and then you would be doing back office stuff. It would be very similar to what I was doing now. But that one would have been great because that would have been very close to what I used to do, but I didn't get it. So they were hiring for 2 positions in Clearfield, 4 in Salt Lake City. I had to interview in Salt Lake City, but yeah, I didn't get it. No. I'm saying the interview.
The next station
was
is
in Salt Lake
Layton.
City. I
Please
told them I
allow
wanted
seniors
Clearfield.
and persons with
They had 2
disabilities to
locations,
use
like I said, but
designated
you still had to
seating.
interview in Salt Lake City. You
La
still had to
próxima
train for
estación
in Salt Lake
es
City.
Layton.
And I told them I wanted Clearfield out of the 2
Permita que las
locations.
personas mayores y
Right,
las
right.
personas
So
con
yeah, everything
necesidades
was going to be done
especiales
down in Salt Lake City.
utilicen los
Initial training,
asientos
the interview,
designados.
and then if I had gotten the job, I said I wanted Clearfield. But I said if you guys still needed somebody from Salt Lake City, I would have been fine with Salt Lake City. And I mean, most of the jobs for the state are in Salt Lake City. Now, they do have some that could be hybrid. They're doing hybrid. They actually were doing 5 days a week from home. They're doing hybrid as of the beginning of July this year. So they are following some of the stuff that's going on. Well, we had that already with 3 days a week and 2 days in the office, and now it's 5 days a week for everybody. That's what my experience has been in the main building. So accounting had that too. Like last fall, when I was in the detail, they had everybody 2 days a week and then 3 days a week from home. So with the state, they were fully remote, and there were very few IRS jobs that let me work from home 5 days a week. And so that's what they're doing now with the state is if you do get a job like that, you would do 3 days at home and 2 days from the office. 2 in the office. Yeah, mine is not. Now the collector jobs are, the auditor jobs are, but I didn't get hired for that. So also too, I am fully aware of the fact that my job I would have been sitting at home, and I know that Jared and a lot of the AM people are exempt, but I think most of the building for submission processing, they all went home. And then I heard they furloughed people today. Not furloughed people, they did reductions in things today. It was specialty areas. It feels like those are the same people they would have let go anyway. And I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits over it because of the timing. Because the timing is terrible. Like I personally would have done it after they after they had the budget passed. I would have done it after that if I were in charge, if I had that ability. Because that way it would have been I think it would have been less likely for them to have, it would have not been, the optics wouldn't have been that as bad, and the legality may not have been called into question as much. But yeah, I did hear a lot of AMs.
Yeah, most of the AM was.
And then also too, the other thing I was going to say as well is that basically at this point, they only had the 2 positions, and then I found out that they had a job fair right behind where I work. This is not the IRS, but like the one that they had in September. But the following week on September 30th of all days, they had a job fair right behind me for all kinds of different places. But the IRS was there. I decided to show up on my parade, and I find out that those idiots are telling people, yeah, we're going to potentially hire for TEs and CSRs in November, and we'll have it at the courtyard by the Marriott again. And I'm like, okay, more term jobs. No, I really did struggle with this because, like I said, I gave up my tenure, I gave up the job I had. I may not be able to come back because internally, like that would have been my best judge just to stay internal. I'd have to find my way.
Now arriving at Layton. If this is your destination, please prepare to exit.
Estamos llegando a Layton.
It feels like this is
Prepárese para bajar.
I'm starting to just be like, you know what, I'm over here, I don't have to deal with it. I do think, if you want my personal opinion, I think Jared and a bunch of other people like him are going to be like looking at their options. But yeah, if you want to apply to the state, there's plenty. I would do it weekly. I would look at it weekly because, or separately, if you're interested. But it took me a minute. Now they are quicker. On average, it's about 3 months for me to hear back whether or not I got rejected. I don't know why the job I got took longer, but it's a pretty entry level position. I'm just a front camera person. It's basically, like I said, it's like me being a clerk, but I have to work with, you know. They do have similar positions at the tax office. They do. It's just like that. Yep. Yep.
Well, it's good to see you. I hope you have a great
I will. Yeah, and like I said, at least now I can keep my position. I can keep my living situation.
More seats upstairs?
The next station is Farmington. Be considerate of others. Keep conversations and audio low. Headphones are required.
La próxima estación es Farmington. Sea considerado con los demás. Hable y escuche audios en un tono bajo. Es obligatorio usar auriculares.
I know.
Who are you? Wait, I'll order. Lord. Wait, it's nice down here.
Where's the table? Why do you need a table? It's right back over.
Now arriving at Farmington.
I'd be scared.
Yeah.
Estamos llegando a Farmington.
Farmington. We're at Farmington.
Or you might already be thinking of like Max.
And chili powder and Joe.
Nice. Does it really more shorter? Why can't we go like halfway half?
What's that now?
You're not with the car.
Fucking wrong. I think there's too low.
We should have said like we lived in Logan.
Yeah.
And halfway between us was Ogden, and then just not in Ogden. How far is Logan for Provo? I don't know, like 2 hours.
4 hours.
No way.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Oh, 6 eggs. It's a really recipe disaster, bro. Eat those chicken sandwiches, hey.
No one's fucking.
Until next time.
Bro, I don't know you guys. Bro,
I don't know.
I literally don't even know you guys, bro.
Those chicken sandwiches.
I'm making sure no one's looking back. Why you look like this?
Oh, that egg, those eggs,
The next station is Woods Cross.
it's hot.
Please allow seniors and persons with disabilities to use designated seating.
Why are y'all shaking me, bro? I don't
La próxima estación es Woods Cross.
know.
Permita que las personas mayores y las personas con necesidades especiales utilicen los asientos designados.
I need to know when to get off. Or like actually taking it. I don't want to get off.
Be considerate of others. Please keep your feet off the seats.
Sea considerado con los demás. No ocupe los pies en los asientos.
Should we get off now? How bad you think it would be if we just drove it off?
My mom is going on a date, but she doesn't want to go. She asked me if I would go with her friends. What day? Well, that's
at Woods Cross. If this is your destination, please prepare to exit.
Estamos llegando a Woods Cross. Prepárese para bajar.
I don't know, is that the one Sonia posted something
They
like that?
had to cut him off and put him in an air cast, and he has to go on today for further evaluation. But my daughter saw him on he's at the business.
I don't think you like that. Oh, is this one?
He's the one that signed my daughter's hat.
Oh.
When we went to the game, he was that much yellow.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
He
Yeah.
kept showing me. He goes, I got you. Let me get these down. I'll come back. And then he saw this one.
Oh.
Well, at least he'll be there when I second job. So bummed that happens. Because all of the main stars are now out. All of them.
Still have Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, he's the only one, but he was out for the longest time. I forget about him because he keeps getting injured.
Probably want to get off at North Temple.
I just watched it.
Please check for personal belongings and discarded items before exiting the train. Trash receptacles can be found at each station platform.
Let me see. Oh, I'm in season 7. How many seasons are 21 seasons? So I'm so behind. Yeah, I got tired there. I was like, no.
And then she was she became, she's one of the judges in the educational state health competition. She's a judge of it. But who knew that that's where that would lead to? Yes. So Kevin wanted to do it in college. But I don't know if that would be an option or not. So I don't know. Because it's hard for. It's hard to make this. My neighbor across the street, she was really, really good in high school. She turned out to be right and she made the years of teaching. Because you weren't even, they have multiple levels. She decided it would be worth all the practices and that to not even do that. So she did end up not doing it. But I'm like, it's hard to make it into college too. And I was like, I knew my daughter would I knew that was an option. Because she would be myself this one.
Yeah, that was something Carolyn wanted to do into, but she wanted to be a dermatologist. That was she wanted right now, but you don't know. She wanted to be a police, then she wanted to be a I don't remember what else.
I thought I remember I wanted to be a doctor. See? And we did our surgery at the same school. Because then she could be a doctor. But then the first time she saw a needle,
Arriving at North Temple, exit here for tracks 39 on the Salt Lake International Airport.
Estamos llegando a North Temple. Baje aquí para tomar la línea verde de tracks.
Oh, one more stop? No, two. Yeah, because the next one, this is
the next one is
the
Central.
main one. Oh, two more runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Central.
Then the Central and then the Ogden.
Okay, as in a school, beauty school.
Yeah, she it's part of the teaching now.
Oh, okay, okay.
And then she teaches the eyelash courses.
She does. What?
I have to get down and do her model. So she's like, people are like, how can you get so my lashes are and she's like, I'm currently over for years. Also, this is perfect. Yes, and I will. I've heard her tell me this will be worse. She's going to
And, okay, so what about you every night? So you use your regular kit to take off your makeup?
I have a makeup eraser. It's just how you get wet, and I gently rub over.
What, how does that look like? Show me
Makeup eraser.
The next station is Salt
I want
Lake
to get my
Central.
lashes, but I don't know how to do because I
Exit at Salt Lake Central for the tracks Blue Line.
La próxima estación es Salt Lake Central. Salt Lake Central para tomar la línea azul de tracks.
So I'm trying to get a mask. And your lashes.
And I did have to tell you before. You should your lashes. I do that and then I wash. I don't put the actual face wash.
Now arriving at Salt Lake Central. Exit here to the tracks Blue Line.
Estamos llegando a Salt Lake Central. Baje aquí para tomar la línea azul de tracks.
Ray is where my part, the office is my partner. Then I have to go there to take the train. Call my friend. Say, pick me up at the train station.
I've taken the train down to Plano.
Wait, what year was the horn game playing
I
on?
don't know what's coming in. was bad after that, and she's getting very grumpy. They used to sleep like the three of them would sleep. The cat and the dog would always. Now she doesn't. And our other cat is just, he only wants Brian. He just wants Brian. He wants to see Brian. And then Samuel's.
The next station is Murray Central.
Daughter has.
Exit at Murray Central for the track's blue and red lines.
Oh, but it's with
Literally
you.
paid for her.
La siguiente estación es Murray Central. Baje aquí para tomar las líneas azul y roja de tracks.
She doesn't take her.
Well, she can't take her to her partners. She never walks. Doesn't. All she did was pay her fee. The initial payment for doctor. It's never paid for any of the vet visits, the C-section, but you know, anything. And Malibu is very much very much.
No, this is my daughter's day. I think this house I'm gonna take people. I don't think so. No, but I mean,
She should take you gotta go fast. Else you'll get left behind. When we get on that red line, getting on and off, you have to go fast, or else you will get left on the train.
Do you wanna stand here and sit here? Hold it. Sit right here.
No, over here, on this side, the other side.
Okay, that would be easier for you to get out. So, and you stand up this holder and we walk.
I'm not sure which side we get on.
No, I need to. Oh, yeah.
This or this one. I don't remember.
I love the back.
Valley line is on third central. Exit here for the tracks blue and red lines.
Estamos llegando a Murray Central. Bájate para tomar las líneas azul y roja de tracks.
Stand up, Ari.